Hi and welcome to this webinar regarding how PwC and Microsoft can help you accelerate your sustainability journey. And with us today, we have representatives from Oatly and Microsoft and me from PwC. So we're going to start off with a short introduction and just go around the table here. So if you could introduce yourselves and maybe have a short reflection on what sustainability means for you. Why don't we start with Oatly and Annika?
Yes, my name is Annika. I work at Oatly as Sustainability Director. Sustainability is a huge area for me, and to me it's like a lifestyle. And in a broader sense, it starts with a society, how we could leave this planet in a better place to the future generations. It's about mitigating climate impacts, take care of our natural resources. Then we come to Oatly, where we really try to drive a food system shift and try to make people make smart choices and reducing the climate footprint when in the food sector. And then to my role, where I work with sustainability every day to make an impact, and then to me as an individual, how I live my life and how I take decisions to live as sustainable as possible. Not always, but sliding on a scale and making smart choices.
Yes.
So sustainability is everything to me.
Perfect. Very welcome. Looking forward to this dialogue.
Thank you.
Peter?
Yeah, Peter Tan, Vice President of Business Technology at Oatly. And regarding sustainability, for me, is about making the right choices in life, in business. And you laid it all out on what it is, so I can only, concur what you said. But it's about, a cultural mindset as well on doing the right choices.
And last but not least, of course.
Thank you so much. So yeah, my name is Carl, and I'm a sustainability black belt or ESG lead across EMEA for Microsoft. So working with companies like Oatly on sustainability transformation. I really echo everything that has been said, both from Peter and Annika, on sustainability, but I would also like to add the technology angle, because I really think that sustainability is really, really important. But if you, at least as a company, don't have the underlying technology to help enable this, then I think it is a fairly difficult journey. So yeah, what it means, or what my focus is really to make sure that companies, they have the right technology to really enable the sustainable transformation.
Perfect. So, and my name is Magnus Sjöström, working with PwC. I'm a management consultant by trade, but for the last 3 or 4 years, I've been really passionate about all opportunities around sustainability and technology. And I'm really grateful for the journey that the three of us have had together for the last year or so. So I thought that maybe, Annika, you and I could go into that a little bit more. Of course, we know Oatly has a super strong brand and they're living up to what they're doing every day when it comes to sustainability and the products associated to that. But can you elaborate a little bit more on what it really means for you?
Yeah, as I said before, it's everything. And in my role, I have the opportunity also to impact the business. To me, data is super important. That powers decisions and decision to make impact. And that is what the data, that was we use the data for. And as Carl said, we need technology to do that. I usually say that collecting data once a year, present that in a sustainability report, and then present that report 6 months after the close the year. I mean, that is not, I'm not going to say useless, but it's a lot of effort that goes into that that is not really efficient. So by having the right technology, we could put this into automatizations and make it work. We can do the reporting faster, because that is a foundation to me. To have this data foundation, have the accuracy, have the automation, so you have the speed, so you could make business impact. You can inform the business, you could support the business in business decisions. So to me, the reporting is just going to be there. That's the foundation to be able to take it to the next step, to work with the impact and support all the organization in business decisions. Because that's when your colleagues can do impact in and take decisions based on the data, which then have another impact in the world. Exactly. So that is how I see it.
And with your brand comes, I would say, a very large customer promise. I'm a customer myself. I really like this stuff. But I can imagine that the client expectations will increase even more over time. What do you think about the data and your kind of functioning in also from a client perspective?
The stakeholders are super important to us. We would like to support them with information and be able to answer questions. And we get a lot of questions. We have so many wonderful and engaged customers. And then the transparency are very important in that sense. And that, I mean, if we would like to be transparent as much as possible, and I think we are quite transparent, but then you need to have your foundation in order as well. So transparency is also important, and our stakeholders, super important to us. And to be able to feed them. I mean, there's so many different stakeholders asking for different things as well. Yeah. And then you need to have your data in order as well to be able to feed into these different channels as well.
Absolutely. So you need kind of the data more or less continuously available to manage these different situations.
Yes, correct.
Fantastic. For us at PwC, it's been, of course, a very interesting couple of years now trying to work with our clients on not only the reporting, but also, as Annika's explaining, to make sure that the clients are ready also for the business impacts. But what we've seen quite a lot in the market, though, however, given the time pressure and given everything that the CSRD regulations demand from our clients, there's been a lot of effort on taking care of the last mile problem, but leaving quite a few Excel sheets and administrational tasks around it just to be compliant. So we think there's a huge opportunity to consolidate this layer of different data sources and applications in order to become much more data-driven as a sustainability function, which I think has been your ambition. I'd like to hear your reflections here, Carl-Oskar, on what Microsoft is thinking around sustainability, and kind of if you share the little outlook that I had there.
Of course I can. So, yeah, you're completely right in terms of the priority of sustainability for Microsoft. It is a massive topic right now, a massive focus area, and it's only growing, becoming more and more important. It also the same for our clients. So basically, every client I'm working with, they have really big ambitions when it comes to sustainability. Maybe not as big as Oatly, but everyone really wants to do something. When it comes to actually, doing something or executing, I think it's much more difficult. As mentioned, every customer, they want to do something, but how do we actually manage to really enable the sustainable transformation across companies? And I think that's where technology comes in, and especially it's where data becomes relevant. Because when we are asking customers about the how, or when customers come to us and ask how do we do it, many companies, they really don't know what to do with the data. How do we actually manage to collect data, not just from internal teams, but also from their supply chain? And how do we also manage to get data from financial systems, ERP, across everything? And I think, that's where technology really becomes relevant and where it can really make a difference. When we are talking about Oatly, I think, they are a front runner within sustainability. They have been really strong in really pushing the technology agenda, trying to really figure out, okay, if we have one single source of truth, we can really, as you also mentioned, we can start utilizing that real-time data to make business transformation, make smarter decisions, optimize the supply chain, and also really develop new products. And I think if you manage to do that, very, very few customers, they are at that place, but it's slow. They are slowly getting there. But if you manage to have that technology layer and also the same understanding of how data can really help, you're in a good position.
Super, super interesting. And we've been aligned, all the three of us from the beginning. So I'm really glad to hear your reflections there. Peter, the first time we met then about a year ago, you were representing technology inside of the firm. Can you share a bit your reflections and maybe the alignment you've had with Annika and her team and your thoughts on
sure.
On this topic?
Absolutely. And it all started, I think it was over 1.5 years ago, we were painting on a whiteboard, trying to describe. Annika was trying to describe, her pain points, and looking at this kind of spaghetti landscape that we had, and understanding the business problem for Annika and her team, that there was a lot of manual work to make it happen. And sustainability is at the core of Oatly's mission. So it's really fantastic what Annika and her team is doing to actually provide the sustainability reporting every year, but it requires so much effort and time from her team. So looking at this landscape and having this discussion with Annika, I soon realized that we're not talking about acquiring a new tool. It's not about the tool. It's about the data and integration and that kind of landscape. And that's started to, and having conversation with Microsoft then as well, and seeing their capabilities in this kind of in this technology stack. We pretty soon that MSM stood out as a tool. And we started to, we did a POC on that and trying to understand the tool and how we can leverage on the capabilities. So it's basically Microsoft's ability to combine the data management, the seamless integration, and also leveraging on our data platform and having our advanced analytics reporting capabilities that made us choose this solution.
Yeah, and should we talk a little bit about the project and how we did it? Yeah. Annika, maybe do you want to start on that?
Yeah, it was, first of all, I think we tried to make everyone understand what it is about. I mean, as you said, Peter, the data stretches all over the organization. And where does it come from? Is it from a system? Or what system is that? Or where is it? Where does the data sit? And to gather all that and make those flow works. And then also look into how could we automate these flows, because it's a lot of different flows. So that was a big chunk of time that went into that part, just trying to understand what it looks like. And also in combination with discussion with Microsoft, and also with Peter and his team, okay, where does it sit? So just, even though I have the knowledge of how we do the reporting, I do not always have the knowledge exactly how the system works and so on. So I needed the technical support also, both from Peter's team and also from Microsoft. And we had a wonderful support from you as well. So it's a good, it's all about teamwork to make this work and to make this happen. And then, of course, along the way, when we did the project, we also found out so many things. We learned so many things along the way as well. It's been fantastic. Yeah, it's a wonderful journey. I see this, as I said, as a journey. We are not, I don't think we will ever come to the end destination, because this evolves all the time. And I think that is what's exciting. I usually say, if you would like to have a challenge, you could work with sustainability, because it always changes all the time. And I think I love that. That is good. So it was a lot about learning in the beginning, learning the system, learning the technology, and getting everyone on the same, at the same place, at the same platform, to be able to have success in the end of this project.
Yeah, absolutely. And we went into kind of an agile way of working. Peter, do you want to share a bit your thoughts on the actual project itself and how we work together?
Yeah, we had an agile approach. As Annika was saying, we were doing a lot of data discovery both of the tooling, data discovery, trying to understand where the data comes from, but also trying to understand, okay, does this data actually come, can we leverage our core systems to get this data? Because in the past, maybe Annika and her team got this data from a spreadsheet, but somewhere it should have been coming from, right? So it was a lot of a data discovery mode, which forced us into having an agile approach, because it was really hard to time box how long time the data discovery would take. So I think, but we had a fantastic team with both Oatly, Microsoft and PwC, and everyone were really on board on the same mission. It is a complex project, because sustainability data, to be honest, it's everywhere, right? So it was a complex project, but everyone had the same kind of objectives and the same goal setting and chiming in. So looking in the rear mirror, it was a very successful project.
Yeah, no, it was super good, and I really appreciate it also from Microsoft side here. The products today is something totally different than it was when we started. So we of course worked closely with you and to make sure that our consultants weren't doing the thing that you were developing, which is natural of course, but with the speed that you guys have, it was really important that we work together. So you want to share a bit on your perspective on the project as well?
100%. So, I think, as Peter mentioned, a very, very successful project. When we are talking about the great work that has been done, I think, one of the key factors here is that, it was a very big team effort. I don't think that we would have managed to succeed so much if we hadn't been working so close together. You guys working together with our engineering, myself, but also, taking feedback directly from the client to make sure that, things were also customized. And when we are talking about this project, I think, this is also a project that we learned a lot from, but I'm also sure it's something that you learned a lot from. And what I see now is that, this is going beyond compliance or regulatory compliance. It is a business enabling project. And I think, there is a huge opportunity in actually, scaling this just beyond this to helping also other clients and also, even Oatly evolve even more as we mature together.
Yeah, exactly. On that note, what were your kind of key takeaways from the project and what's kind of coming in the next, 6 months to a year from your perspective?
I can start with key takeaways. Takeaways is everything is about teamwork here. We have come into this project with different knowledge and different know-how to do it, and that was key to solve this. It was fantastic. I said in the end, when we come to this part of the project, that I will miss all my colleagues, and then I mean Microsoft and PwC, because it was wonderful. So teamwork, so efficient, and also meeting. We met every day.
Yep.
Just to see how we progressed since yesterday, where are the hurdles, and how are we going to get together as a team to solve it. Fantastic. And also, as you said, next step, we have started on that. And as I said, we will never come to the end destination. I have a million ideas how to do this, and as soon as you can't just push the button to get the report, then we have a lot of things to do. We probably never ever get
more automation.
Yes, a lot of those things. Million ideas is just a matter of priorities for me, what we're going to do next. But automation is one key word to make this work. As I said, reporting foundation, it should just work because what you want to do is to add business value to Oatly.
Yeah, absolutely. Peter?
My key takeaway is that, we really embarked on a digital transformation with this project as well, with the data discovery, we realized that, the data is there, right? That we don't need to, and we can leverage on the capabilities of Microsoft as well. But it's true digital transformation where we get that kind of digital ecosystem to function. And that's one of our missions and visions in Oatly as well, to create this digital ecosystem, to have a composable architecture, reuse the data. And then, of course, the second takeaway is that we actually have a future-proof ready solution, not only leveraging on Microsoft product roadmap, but also have those capabilities of seamlessly integration possibilities and other kind of in the tech stack that allow us to solve the different tech problems and business problems without being dependent on functionalities all the time, but also getting the functionalities out of new feature drops, etc. So I think those are the key takeaways: the digital transformation, getting those kind of insights, and the future-ready solution.
Yeah, so you guys have a great foundation to build from and take the next steps.
I can add one key takeaway, and that's a partnership with you guys. I mean, for me, it's a long-term partnership. I can't change software in 2 years again. We won't be able to do that. So partnership is everything as well into this. We have a long-term partnership with the both of you, and we are in this together, and we want to deliver the best we can. So that is also one key takeaway, the partnership with you guys.
Absolutely. It's been a lot of fun, and also it was good to see how the team was not only working hard but also celebrating a bit of success now and then. So excellent. So Koska, I'm going to turn to you a little bit.
Of course.
Just zooming out a bit to the wider market and what you see. I mean, every day you meet clients talking sustainability and technology.
Yeah.
Please share your perspectives.
Of course. I think it's we are at a stage right now where it's very difficult to say without sustainability without saying AI. So I think, now we are at a stage where our solution is becoming quite mature. Now I think it's time to make it, at least very soon, even easier for the business users like Annika to use. So I think if we look a few years ahead from now, I think we will have much more of a AI-enabled interface where when Annika needs some specific data from to give back to the business or to her supply chain, she will be able to just ask Copilot, so what are our emissions from this giving facility? What reduction initiatives would you recommend to really reduce our emissions from this giving factory? And what are our largest emitter from our supply chain? And so on and so forth. I think, AI will become much, much more important to really fuel these reduction initiatives. And we will implement that in Cloud for Sustainability.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And are there any specific learnings you've seen from your clients, kind of a good starting point, things they have to do to get going?
Definitely. So I think, many clients, they start on this journey themselves and try to, also go full on the implementation themselves. I still haven't worked on one project where any customer has succeeded without having a strong partner like yourself, with both the SME knowledge on sustainability, but also the technology knowledge. I think it is extremely difficult to know it all. So you need to have competencies within your organization or within the partner you're working with that goes across just sustainability or just technology. You need a bit of both worlds. And I think if you have that and you have trust and you are working in a partnership, then I think you are in a good position. And I wouldn't go to a client now without bringing a partner in, because projects are meant to fail by then.
Interesting. So if we try to think about it a little bit, summarizing here what are the most important things. So what I've heard is that there's a lot of, let's say, non-compliance factors that have driven you guys at Oatly to go down this route, and maybe that data is at the core. And then I've heard a lot about collaboration, making sure that you work together in a strong team. Any other reflections, any thoughts around that as a final remark?
Well, I can start. I mean, just to continue, elaborate a little bit what you talked about. I mean, AI is also for me the next step that we need to get there as well. So that's part of the journey. We have a massive amount of data. Now it's about how do we use that data in a smart way. Using AI, as you say, my colleagues could have access to all that data and ask those questions, and then you could talk about implementing sustainability into the organization in a very easy way. Yes. Okay, you have to teach your colleagues and asking the right questions, but that is about everything. When you learn new things, you need to learn how to use it. But that is for me, sharing, implementing in the organization to drive impact. That is what it is for me, and that is what I see as the next step coming. It won't be done tomorrow, but continue this journey in that direction. And then that would be fantastic to be able to do that together with you, and also see how we make the best use of all the data we have. Exactly. Compliance is foundation, as I said several times, but how do we take it beyond that to serve our colleagues and also all our stakeholders with information in a smart way.
To really make a business impact.
Exactly.
to add on what Annika is saying here, one thing I think, and we have also discussed before, is one thing is collaborating closely with your colleagues or your partners, but also how can we help our supply chain partners on improving their emission insights. So, for instance, if Oatly could calculate data from their supply chain partners, give that back to the supply chains, that would be a win-win situation, right? Because there would be less work for the partner, and Oatly, who are a leader within this, could really help them and become also like a business enabler to their supply chain partners. And I think, if everyone really understood that and also embraced that, then I think we would be in a much better position, not just, in the Nordic, but globally on sustainability transformation.
Yeah, I think from a compliance, I don't think, my angle is more that compliance shouldn't be an issue, right? It should, and that's why I think also it's important to talk about synergy effects, right? That the fact that we have data everywhere, to have these capabilities that we actually get the data without, being asking to get the data. It's just a natural part of, the digital ecosystem will provide the data. So it doesn't not become a compliance issue that you need to report, right? And I think that is the whole journey we embarked with this project as well, that it shouldn't be a forced task that we should do on sustainability reporting. We should have the data and create the reporting whenever we want to. We should be able to drive the insights that we're getting from our reporting, but also use the data for getting the insights for the factories to leverage on the insights to take the right decisions. So that's my take on that. Yes, it drove from a reporting, compliance, and necessity point of view, but the vision is that, the data should be flowing there, so it becomes a non-issue.
Yeah, I can also imagine that AI and automation is on your agenda as well to support the business.
Absolutely, that's a journey itself.
But do you see this as an area that you are looking to explore as well together with Annika?
Yeah, and I think this is the journey now that we are embarking on, the data enablement and the digital transformation, making the data cleaned up and structured. It gives us a bigger possibility and opportunity to really have to take the full effect of a future AI. But that journey is starting, right? You're planting the seeds. Yeah.
No, but it's been a pleasure working with you. We have learned so much, and also with you, Microsoft. So I just want to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for your contribution. And as you know, this has been kind of a teaser and a summary of a great collaboration with a forward-leaning partner like Microsoft and a very forward-leaning client like Oatly. And we are looking to have a longer and deeper session in September, and I hope you will be able to make it there to discuss with us. Thank you.